Hello. Welcome to YouCook World channel. The flagship Nokia 9 PureView smartphone with a penta-camera is officially presented. The price is $699. Literally, just at a special event at the MWC 2019 exhibition, HMD Global unveiled to the world the long-awaited flagship Nokia 9 PureView smartphone with a penta-camera, marking the rebirth of the PureView brand. Not to say that the novelty was some kind of secret, because before today's announcement we learned many different details about it. Just a few hours before the presentation, the price became known. The novelty is really relatively inexpensive, $699, which makes it very competitive against competitors. Of course, most of the presentation was devoted to the main camera, which is the main distinguishing feature of the Nokia 9 PureView. By the way, as expected, this same penta-camera, about which we first learned more than a year ago, was really developed together with Light, the creators of the 16-module L16 camera. We also wrote about the latter in our news and more than once. But before moving on to the camera, let's take a look at the main features of the Nokia 9 PureView. Yes, Nokia 9 PureView is really built on last year's Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 single-chip platform, but since the performance of the top platforms has been redundant for years, this aspect should not embarrass anyone. As for the other parameters, they are the Nokia 9 PureView the most that are flagship. The smartphone has a POLED screen with a diagonal of 5.99 inches and a resolution of 2880x1440 pixels without any holes and cuts. The display protection is provided by tempered glass Gorilla Glass 5. The back panel, by the way, is also decorated with glass. Frames around the screen do not say that the record is thin, but not very wide, and most importantly, the symmetry is preserved, which will please many. The Nokia 9 PureView fingerprint scanner is located under the surface of the screen. The second method of biometric identification is the face recognition function implemented by the front camera and AI technology. The amount of RAM is 6 GB. The amount of internal flash memory is 128 GB. There is a microSD slot, albeit combined with a second SIM card slot. A battery with a capacity of 3320 mAh can be charged quickly either by wire, 18-watt charge, or without, 10-watt. There is a USB Type-C, NFC adapter, but there is no 3.5mm headphone jack. But there is protection against water and dust standard IP67. Now about the camera, decorated in the form of a sort of six-petal flower. The configuration of the main camera of the Nokia 9 PureView smartphone is very different from most other competing models with multi-module cameras. All 5 modules of the Nokia 9 PureView main camera unit have a resolution of 12 megapixels, 1/2.8, 1.25 microns, and use the same optics, Zeiss lenses with an aperture of f/1.8 and an equivalent focal length of 28 mm. But 2 of them are colored, and the other 3 are monochrome. Even in the configuration is the 6th module TOF, responsible for the analysis of the depth of the scene. In the 7th petal hid dual LED flash. All 3 cameras work simultaneously, allowing, reportedly, to capture 10 times more light than single-module solutions, and to create high-quality photos with a total resolution of 60 megapixels with unprecedented hitherto detail in mobile cameras and a wide dynamic range. In fact, the manufacturer estimates the dynamic range of the Nokia 9 PureView camera at 12.4 exposure steps. In the process of capturing and processing images, proprietary artificial intelligence technologies collect data on 1,200 levels of depth of field, compared to a modest 10 on most smartphones, at a distance of up to 40 meters, which should provide even higher quality blurring as the effect increases with distance from the object or object, which is assigned the greatest weight. Another feature of the Nokia 9 PureView camera is that you can save images in RAW/DNG formats and then edit them in Adobe Photoshop Lightroom directly on your smartphone. Adobe specialists helped Nokia 9 PureView developers to provide the ability to save images in RAW format. In addition, HMD Global attracted Google Photos developers to the development of the Nokia 9 PureView camera. Thanks to the corresponding optimizations in Google Photos, you can change the focus point and depth of the sharply depicted space on the finished images. Nokia 9 PureView is among the smartphones included in the Android One program, that is, faster updates are guaranteed. Out of the box, it comes with Android OS 9 Pie. With dimensions of 155x75x8 mm, the novelty weighs 172 Guaranis. Sales will begin in the second quarter at a price of $699, the color version is only blue. Thank you for your attention, subscribe and like.